Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the best setups for tomorrow. Today, I had a decent day trading, but I had a $1,100 loss on a swing trade that I had to cut. So I wanna talk about that loss and what some of the takeaways are from it so I can be better and not make these types of mistakes in the future. And I also have some psychology in terms of, I guess, trader psychology that I want to talk about because we've been having some members in the Discord who've been having some issues with it. Not to subtweet anyone, Rohan, but you know, I feel like this can be helpful to a lot of people, so I also want to talk about that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today in this video. Hopefully you find it helpful. If you do, smash the like button, destroy it, obliterate it. I feel like I use all my words already. I want to say expunge, but it's no longer cool if I say it a million times. I guess that's it. I'll see you on the other side. Alright guys, so I'm here on my laptop and there's just a couple of listed stocks that I want to go over, and then I'll go into some of the OTC stocks, and then I'm going to go into psychology. So hopefully that little timeline works for you guys. So the first one that I want to talk about is AMC. And the main thing I want to show you guys is this daily chart. And again, the daily chart is typically on the 1 year basis where every candlestick is 1 day. And I really like this chart, guys. I feel like it could be pretty interesting depending on how tomorrow goes. So this stock is known for gapping up, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do that this time. It could be really bearish, but it could be really bullish. And honestly, I'm fine doing either. I'm fine shorting this stock, and I'm fine longing this stock. And if you're one of those people who's, you know, ape strong AMC, come on, man. AMC has a lot of opportunities to profit, but if you blindly buy and hold from these levels, you're probably going to end up negative overall on your position if you never take profits. So my plan for this one is to really watch these key levels right here. And this is the main one. This high of day from, I guess, what day is this? From June 8th. Now, $60 is a really important mark, obviously. $60 is a very important mark, and if you can hold over that, I think we get a bigger squeeze. So that's kind of the important mark because it rejected on this day. It came over briefly here, but it rejected on this day, and it came over briefly again today. You can see it came over today, but it almost immediately rejected. I mean, it got over for one candle, and then it immediately dumped back under. So I think the important level for it to hold really is 60. So if it can hold over 60 and kind of consolidate in that area, especially if it's right over the 60, 62 area from this day, you know, maybe consolidate between 60.5 and 61, be a little choppy in that area for 30 minutes, an hour, something like that. That would be ideal. I would love to buy that for a continued squeeze. Otherwise, if it can't break that, it's probably just going to pull off, reject, and break down below the low of this candle here. So I expect this, if it can't break above 60, it's probably going to be back below 40 in the next few days, guys. So this is a very key, decisive turning point tomorrow, honestly. So I expect a nice move out of this one way or another. You know, we shouldn't be at these levels right here and just have a candle that does absolutely nothing. So hopefully we're going to get a pretty interesting day tomorrow on AMC, and I'm looking forward to that because there's always lots of opportunity on this stock. At least there has been for the last, month almost. So exciting times on this one. A chart that I want to show you guys, let me pull up on the top gainers real quick. Yeah, it was ENOB. And this was a pretty ugly chart overall on the daily. And the reason for this is, guys, when you have stocks that are up this much in pre-market, you know, they just absolutely rip in pre-market, typically speaking, they turn pretty ugly, and you got to give them a chance to see what they're going to do. So typically, if I see a stock go from like $4.30 all the way up to $11, $12, I'm not going to want to buy that stock in pre-market. I'm not going to buy that right at open because typically there's a huge spike in volume, a panic pop, that's what it's called, and then shorts just dive in and it immediately rejects those levels. And then it normally struggles to come back to those levels ever. That's normally what happens. So in this case, I said I'm not going to touch this for the first 15 minutes at least. I'm going to let it pick a direction. But, you know, I could kind of tell based on how the price action was looking that this thing was going to be pretty ugly. And every single time it like tried to break above that level that it made right here, it couldn't do it. So you can see it makes a lower high here. It makes a lower high here, and then it has a huge candle of death right here, breaks below these lows right here. And then it's just pretty much game over after that. It can never break above those levels again. It tries, and immediately fails. So you can see this old support turns into the new resistance level. And after that, like, you just know it's game over. So this would have been a pretty easy short, but I had no shares to short, so I didn't short any. And then what comes along a little bit later is a blessing for all the short sellers who were patient, and that is they did an offering. So you can see to sell 3.87 million shares. And as soon as that news came out, right here, it dumped off a ton, which is very normal for stocks that have offerings. Because again, you know, think about it, like 3.87 million shares. Can you imagine trying to fight someone who's selling 3.8 million shares? Like, it's going to move the price down a lot. And people think about it like that. And, you know, technically speaking, anyone who is holding the stock from an investor standpoint is going to have their investment diluted, because now it's the same amount of company, but there's 3.87 million other shares that don't belong to you that are now part of that company. So you own less of the company. Each share is worth less, a smaller percentage of the company, and because of that, the price always sells off when they announce an offering. And you know, this is very common on these all-day faders, where like it pops up and the company wants to take advantage of the fact that, yeah, we got a lot of demand on our stock today. If we do an offering today, we can raise a whole lot more money by selling 4 million shares on a day like today, when the stock is at, you know, $9 versus a couple days from now when it's back down under $5. So we would much rather sell 3.87 million shares today. So we're going to do it. And because of that, anyone who like dip buys this thinking it's going to be great, they end up getting completely screwed. And that's what kind of stinks, because it was having some nice basing action here. You can actually see, you know, there's some decent support right at the, I would say, 875 level. I mean, it did bounce there like a bunch of times. So if not for that, this thing might have actually been able to curl and trend back upwards. But they just, I mean, they nailed it. And you got to be really careful of offerings, because it's not like on OTC where like you can see it and see a bunch of selling coming in and get a chance to get out. Like, it's immediate. As soon as the news comes out, I mean, this is down like $1 a share and you have no way of getting out. There's no bounce at all. So pretty interesting chart there, but I just wanted to explain my thoughts on it and how I knew pretty much from the beginning that this one was not one that I really wanted to long at all. So hopefully that analysis helps you guys. RAPT, this is the other one that was running really well today. I guess it squeezed even more in after hours. So I mean, at 40, this was already up over 100% today. Because I mean, it was at $18 yesterday, so pretty incredible run. You can see this flat top resistance here. I mean, if this happened during the day, I probably would have bought this breakout, but I mean, you can see the increasing support line. If I can get an angled line here, you can see this increasing support line, and then we have, you know, obviously this flat top resistance. As soon as it breaks out past that, that's the point where you kind of want to buy. And it's a nice breakout. I think we had another one of those today. I can't remember what the ticker was, but it was pretty beautiful, honestly. So that's what I look for on these type of listed stocks, man. It's nice. So those are the main ones that I think we were trading today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Probably not. PETZ was spiking up in after hours. I think that's because Woof was moving earlier. All these like random weird stocks always move together, guys. You know, I don't even know. I guess Petco maybe is Woof. So I mean, PETZ is like the low float version of a pet stock. It has a 10 million share floats that always likes to squeeze and run when stuff like that is running. You know, just like with the eyes and ears, eyes started moving up, so ears also jumped up a little bit. You get a big spike in volume here when it comes in for eyes, literally right at the same time. You can see that. So it's pretty normal. We have stocks that like to run together. So just keep that in mind and use it to your advantage. So the big stocks that I am focusing on for tomorrow, I would have to say DPLS. This is a big one. If I go and look at the 1 year chart, you can see it's coming right in towards this resistance here. It seems like it's pretty much at 5. So got to look out for that. But 5.1 is really where this was, but it could not break 5 at all today. It's got a lot of green days in a row. This was a huge green day, so more than likely this stock fails and sees a pretty big red day tomorrow. So honestly, I would mainly be looking for this from the short side and for a dip buy. So those are the two things I'm going to be looking for on this particular chart. It did recover pretty nicely, so there still is a chance that this thing rips through 5 and then rips through that 5.1. If so, I would definitely buy that breakout. You know, and look to take advantage of that as well. So that would be awesome. I'm fine with whatever happens. Honestly, I'd prefer it to run because it gives makes it go even higher, which means there will be more options to short and more bouncing potential on the dip buy. So keep your eye on this one for sure. Right at open tomorrow, guys. Going to be definitely making some moves. ENZC, this is one that actually was able to break out over those previous levels of this day, because it had some news today, you know, some updates on their HIV. I don't know if it's vaccine or cure, whatever they're working on. They got some pretty interesting stuff going on. So because of that, saw a nice little pop it open. But I think kind of just the heaviness overall on the day was too much to overcome, and you know, it started fading back off. So you know, it's definitely still up a lot from the 11-cent mark. I think it could easily have a huge red day because I think the news was kind of the main thing that propped it up today. So, you know, if it keeps breaking down under these levels, 27.3, 27.5, I mean, it could get ugly, man. I mean, we could have a really big red day, lose 5, 6, 7 cents a share in one day, in my opinion. I mean, it could be under 20 tomorrow. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I mean, you see this red candle. I feel like we could get something similar to that. If not, maybe it keeps running. I don't really care, guys. I'm fine to do whatever the tape dictates. So that's what I'll be looking for on ENZC. C. I thought I messed up that ticker. Let's see what else. Let's see. So this is another one you want to keep on your radar. SRNW, and this is one that apparently, based on the filings, George Sharp actually got approved for, but he hasn't tweeted about it yet. I'm not sure. I haven't looked in the filings myself. I think someone may have tweeted about that, so definitely do your own research on this one, but this is one that is so ridiculously thinly traded, guys. I mean, literally, you buy like 10,000 shares, and it moves up a penny a share. So you can't really take huge size on this unless the market makers are just somehow letting you get them. But it moves really thinly. So that means it's very dangerous. Rohan, I'm talking to you. But that means that there's a lot of potential profit if you take small size. So I take small size on this, and you know, I make some pretty decent money. I mean, I forget exactly where it was. One of these I may have dipped out like 36. I may have bought like just 5,000 or 10,000 shares and sold up here, you know, 400 bucks profit, something like that. So it's pretty nice, and just be careful, guys, because I mean, look, it was at 7 cents the other day. So if George Sharp tweets about this, it's definitely breaking 50 cents. At least, you know, if it's still in his area, maybe if it has a huge red day and then he tweets about it, it's not going to. But I expect good things out of this one. You just got to be really careful and take small size. So that is the plan on that one. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? HTZGQ, guys. So this is one that I got to pull up real quick. I was trading this one long and short all day long. And this is, again, that bankrupt Hertz car rental company, but it had a really nice breakout of this area right here today. Really nice breakout. So that's the level that we were looking at, and it broke out over that. And I think they said that the debt restructuring plan would give current shareholders about $8 a share. So it makes sense that it comes up towards this level. But you know, it was a nice big green day. I think Kyle is holding some overnight, and I'm not holding any overnight. But you know, I made some nice money on this short here. And had some nice dip buys, some shorts here, dip buys, shorts, had to cover, and then made some shorts here. So I mean, just a lot of plays on this stock, guys. Just be careful, because if you buy market or sell market, market makers will screw you over. Literally, they will pull the bid or pull the ask, fill you at a horrible price, and then put it right back where it was. So this is one you got to be careful. Honestly, I'm not sure what my plan is on this one. It may just keep running, may have a breakout over 8. Or it may just be weak, look toppy, and I'll fade it and hope to catch one of these little mini panics. You know, you take 1,000 shares, and you know, from 780 and you cover 750. That's 300 bucks. So pretty low risk overall, and I'm a fan of it. So that's what I like doing on those. I'm trying to see what else I was trading today. Humble. Got to give this one an honorable mention, but it was pretty lame, honestly, all day. So what happened with this one was the CEO tweeted right around in this area that he had gotten Humble, you know, some contract for, I think it was, I forget what it is, you know, iHeartRadio, the podcast, iHeartMedia, to talk about, I guess, NFTs or something like that. And he tweeted that out, and it saw a nice little pop on that. I longed 15,000 shares from 131, and I sold 5,000 of them at 134, and then ended up having to cut the rest at 130. So I was about break even on the trade. I think maybe like 100 bucks profit. Pretty lame. And then I did short at the breakdown of 130, but then ended up having to cover at 130 because it looked like it was going back over, and I never made profit on that. I guess I covered 1,000 at 129.5, but pretty lame overall trade on that. Again, Humble just trades like molasses, guys. Maybe that information will go around, but overall, I don't expect too many great things out of this, just because of the share structure and how manipulated I feel like it is. It's just very, very tough to trade. MJWL, this is another one that's been on an insane run. I mean, just green day after green day. I don't know how it keeps doing it. just feels like it keeps going higher. So this one is due for a big red day, but I'm not sure when it's going to happen. It did sell off a lot in the close, so it may see a panic tomorrow, right at open. I would like to short it, but you know, I can't short in the first minute because my fills are weird. It doesn't tell me when I'm filled, and then I can't cover if I need to. So probably I'll be looking to dip buy this panic at open if it does happen, and then short the bounce and go from there. That's my plan on MJWL. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. DPLS, I already talked about that one. Yeah, I already talked about that one. What else was I trading today? Anything else interesting? Those are the main tickers, guys. Those are the main tickers. Yeah, those are the main tickers. I guess KNOS had a press release. I made a few, I guess like 150 bucks on. Came out right here. I bought it really low. I think I bought it 650 or something like that. 652, and I sold it at like 670. No, that was yesterday. No, I'm tripping. It was at, what was it? 7. Yeah, it came out right here. 7. I bought it like 712, and I think I sold it 733 or something like that. Pretty lame, but you know, with 50,000 shares, it does that. Or maybe it was 7.4. Sorry, I forget the numbers off the top of my head. But that's that trade right there. And yeah, the last thing that I want to talk about is self-awareness. And a lot of people really struggle with this. And it's honestly one of the most important things as a trader, because with self-awareness, you're able to identify the issues, the flaws in your trading, and solve them. Because the biggest thing as a trader is always growing. And if you're able to learn from your mistakes and continually improve your system, your mindset, everything about what you do, you'll become a better trader as time goes on, and you'll ultimately be able to be more profitable. But a lot of people lack self-awareness, and they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And a lot of common themes that I've heard in the Discord, not just from Rohan, but from a lot of people, are that number one, they're bad at cutting losses because they have limited buying power and they don't want to waste their buying power. They don't want to waste the day trade, so they go in with big size, hoping to you know, hit it big on a trade, and then when it goes against them, they're a little stubborn and they don't want to cut. And then the second thing is, you know, the big size. And I feel like a lot of people also struggle with this issue. You know, they feel like it's not worth their time to trade with a $100 position where if they make 5%, they're gonna make $5. To them, it feels like, you know, that's not worth my time. And again, I gotta re-emphasize this. If you always are taking big losses because you are sized in too big, you need to be able to recognize that you need to size down. And this is what's gonna allow you to be a profitable trader, because you're going to size down, you're gonna have smaller losses, you're gonna get better entries, you're gonna be able to think more clearly, and ultimately, in the long run, you're gonna be able to size back up because your account is gonna grow when you're not taking losses. You're gonna be able to be more confident because you're not taking losses. So like, in the short term, yeah, it might feel better to take bigger size because you might get lucky and hit a great trade and have a $500 profit day, which, you know, if you're a beginner, it's pretty good to have a $500 profit day. But if you keep taking big size, you will always revert back to the mean. And the mean is you being negative because you're a beginner and you don't really know how to handle big size. So ultimately, guys, you just got to think about the long-term picture and be self-aware. Be aware of the issues that you are encountering that are preventing you from being a good trader in the long run. And I guess the most important thing that I want to say is have a no exceptions policy, a zero exceptions policy, where you say, literally, I will not let myself take big size or fail to cut a loss on any single trade. Because yeah, it might just be one trade, but every single trade that I take forms a habit. And if I let myself slip into the habit of not cutting my losses or not following my rules of taking small size, then ultimately that is going to prevent me from ever being a profitable trader in the long run. And this is something that I've learned because of going to the gym. You know, I had a goal of going to the gym every single day back in 2020 before they closed all the gyms and I couldn't go. And I had a zero exceptions policy because in the past I've tried to do that, and you know, you start off great. You go to the gym every day for 2 weeks straight. And then you're tired one morning, you're like, I'm gonna skip one day because why not, man? It's just one day. That's the thing. It's just one day, okay, so maybe the next day you do go to the gym. But then the next week, you're thinking, all right, well, I missed one day and nothing bad happened, so let me miss another day. So suddenly it turns into 2 days. And later on, you're thinking, all right, well, I missed 2 days, nothing bad happened. Let me just take the weekend off. And suddenly, before you know it, you've missed 100 days out of the year. Same thing happened with making videos. You know, I was making videos every day. I missed one day, okay, no big deal. But that one day will break your streak. That one time of being undisciplined is gonna break your streak and make you think, okay, mentally, it's fine to be undisciplined. It's fine to break my rules. I broke my rules and nothing bad happened. So you cannot let yourself slip into that trap. That is my message to you guys. So hopefully you find it helpful. If you did, please smash that like button. I appreciate you guys. I'm sweating. I turned my AC off in Florida because I wanted to go on this tirade. Hopefully help you guys out. So that's it. I'll see you guys in Discord tomorrow. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.